TV, and it's the match review, or, well, if you want to call it a match review of last night's match. I'm joined by Pete and by Sam. How are you guys? All right?
Yeah, very well. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, considering what happened last night anyway. Yeah, so suppose we got to be on with, but just going to a couple of comments straight away here. This one's from 25 past 1 this afternoon. Sefton Mag, I'll be in work when you're broadcasting, but it's been the news about Saudi Arabia fans can't watch the games due to Qatar and BN TV rights. So is it still going on with them being petty pie for now? I didn't realise that. So if Saudi Arabian fans can't watch games live, then that's just ridiculous. I thought that was all sorted out. I thought Saudi Arabia paid a compensation to them. So sounds like beIN Sports are just being arses. To put it politely.
Goal of France.
And goal.
I'm Mbappe.
Oh, well, we knew it would be him, wouldn't we? I shouldn't say Southgate needs to score. Can't watch another England game. Reminded me of how Newcastle used to play. Yeah, we'll come on to that shortly, guys. So guys, if you're new at the channel and that, please do this. It's going to come on now. Just one moment. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button, as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks guys. I've just seen me doing it every show now. I can just put my video on and it's all there. So yeah, I mean, last night, England versus the USA, not the greatest spectacle of a game. Pretty poor, to be fair. We should have been more dominant in that game. I just thought before this game kicked off, during that day, I thought, were we just brilliant against Iran or were they just poor? Well, after watching that game, my mind makes me think Iran were poor that day. I mean, it's 95 minutes of my life I will not get back now. So thank you very much for that, England. So, Pete, I'll come to you. I mean, I know how well miffed off you were last night. I mean, you put a comment on last night. You were not happy at all, Pete, and I was so glad to get you on tonight. Come on, Pete. Let it out, mate. Let's hear the reaction. Come on.
Well, and I've also done I did a match review as well about 3:00 this afternoon as well. Well, it was just an absolute pile of utter horseshite that we watched yesterday. I mean, I'm sick of this negative attitude from Gareth Southgate going into games like this. I'm absolutely sick of it completely. The build-up going in the game was slow as anything. The first opportunity we had on target was that one from Mason Mount in the first half, who, by the way, apart from that, offered nothing in the game yesterday. It was just absolutely hard to watch. Harry Kane, slow as anything to get to any ball at all. Slow, completely slow. I mean, it was just so bad from start to finish as well. And questions have got to be asked about the substitutions for me as well. Majority of those was incorrect. I'm sorry, but Henderson on was the wrong substitution of all. And Grealish and Rashford, okay, I didn't mind those being on. But Henderson, really? I mean, why didn't Foden come on? He should have came on for starters. And why didn't Wilson come on? Because Harry Kane was just offering nothing in that game for me yesterday. Absolutely nothing. And as I mentioned, the attitude was just completely negative. And that is why I'm sorry we will not be winning this competition. There's no way we'll be winning this competition. If we persist with this negative attitude, we may as well pack our bags and go home.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Pete. I mean, to be fair, we did sort of have a little bit of a go, but not a lot. Mind, there wasn't a lot there. But the thing I was most disappointed was we didn't really try their defence hard enough, and their defence is quite weak if you look at it. I mean, Wales, they showed you how weak their defence is, and we didn't exploit that. last night, and that's the most disappointing thing about it as well. But you know, if there was going to be a man of the match, I think you have to give Maguire man of the match because I thought he
Yeah, he
played
was
well
the only
last
player
night.
man of the match for me.
He's,
That was the only one who really played well.
Yeah, and I have said this for a long time that when you watch Harry, and I know people look at me and think and they look at me and think, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure." But when Harry Maguire puts an England shirt on, he is a totally different centre back to what you're seeing at Manchester United. He plays in that shirt. He plays very well. I mean, to be fair, before he went to Man United, he played quite well for Leicester City. Maybe it's been at Man United. Maybe it's the way the club is, So maybe that's got a lot to do with his form. But put Harry Maguire in an England shirt, and he's a different player altogether. He almost set up a chance last night when he got that when he went out to the left wing to pick up that ball to try and get it back into the box. But I mean, Mount had a shot before half time, which had he put it the other way, he might have scored. To me, Mason Mount offers nothing in my eyes, and I don't think he should be in the England squad at all. I don't think he's good enough. He should be on the bench at least.
He's been well off for Chelsea.
Yeah, I would rather have Foden in there if I'm honest. Harry Kane, after 75 minutes, looked absolutely knackered. Why didn't Wilson come on for 15 minutes even, or 20 minutes, just to try and give something different to see if we could frighten their defence? Yes, he had that header at the end, but it went wide. Other than that, it wasn't a great spectacle, as I've said. McKennie could have scored, but he put it well over the bar. He blazed it. And Jordan Pickford, I know we like to slate him a lot, and there's no love lost between us Newcastle fans and Jordan Pickford, but he actually stopped a certain goal last night because that shot from Pulisic actually flicked off Jordan's fingertips and hit the crossbar. Had he not got his hand to that could have well dipped and gone in. So, overall, the only two positives we got out of that game, and I say two positives because there was only two positives in my eye, is the point and the clean sheet. Because we got away with that because the US overran us in that second half. But other than that, disappointing game, and we move on to Tuesday. And I'll go to Sam now. I know you weren't happy, Sam, so let's hear it, mate.
Oh, Denmark have equalised, sorry.
Have they?
Oh.
Christensen header from a corner. But I was just fucking foaming. I was watching this thinking, why? We've just come off the back of scoring 6 goals, and he just doesn't want to win. We respected USA far too much. We put them under no pressure at all. They were strolling around like as if Southgate said to them, just play for the draw. Don't bother doing anything else. Just get the game done over with, and then you've got a game on Tuesday to get another result. What pissed me off even more was what he said after the match by saying, we'll act stuff in the final third. Maguire was outstanding. Our 2 centre-backs were outstanding. We're playing fucking America. No offence. They're a nation that calls football soccer. We shouldn't be saying our 2 centre-backs were the best players on the pitch. I'm sorry, that should be their centre-backs are the best players on the pitch and their goalkeeper. I'm just going to read out the subs, right, for him to say that we didn't have the options there, I think, for the final third. We had Kyle Walker on the bench, an attacking fullback. Jack Grealish, who he brought on with 20 minutes to go, the first substitution, 70 minutes, right? Marcus Rashford, who came on for 10 minutes. Trent Alexander-Arnold's an attacking fullback. Phil Foden, who didn't even get on, is attacking midfielder / can play as off a striker. Callum Wilson, a striker who made a goal on Monday, didn't even get on the pitch. And Conor Gallagher is an attacking midfielder who didn't get on the pitch. So I'm sorry, Gareth, you tore out your fucking arse there, mate. You had the options to bring them on and you didn't do it. And yet again, you're coming out with all this shit like what Harry Kane did as well, saying, oh, we got a clean sheet and it's a positive. Fuck that. I want to win games of football, not scrape over the line. And I'm sorry, Harry Kane, you're done in international football because your legs haven't got it anymore. I don't care what he does for Spurs and all that. His legs have gone. It's as simple as that. And you can't tell me he wasn't injured last night. He was carrying an injury the whole game there. And the fact that the manager's bottled it by keeping him on the full game when he offered nothing, I'm sorry, but that's just fucking bullshit. I don't care if he's the captain. If he's not pulling his weight off, he's not fit, get him off that pitch. You've got a fit striker on the bench who we didn't even give a minute to. What's the point in taking him? You know, why as well bring a defensive midfielder on for an attacking midfielder with 20 minutes to go? They were tiring. Have a go at them. You know, you saw the other night when they played against Wales, they tired dramatically in that second half. They did exactly the same last night, and he just thought, well, I'll just bring another defensive midfielder on for another defensive midfielder. Why, when you've got the likes of Phil Foden on the bench, Trent Alexander-Arnold who can play in attacking midfield, Gallagher who can play in attacking midfield, even bring Kyle Walker on and play him on the right wing? Why? And then when we're pressing, he plays bloody Harry Kane as a right winger because he hasn't got the legs to play as a centre forward to press. So he puts Mason Mount as the centre forward. Well, what's he doing? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've just said there, what he said after the match is complete bullshit because he had the options to make things better in the final third where he said, relax. So it doesn't wash with me. I'm sorry, I don't want him. I want it if he if we get knocked out on Tuesday, which if Wales beat us and Iran beat USA, we've got every chance we might not progress. He's got to be sacked on the spot because you cannot be doing this. Sorry, but even if we go through, we're not going to get very far. We might not. No. If we go through, we might have to play Holland or Cameroon in the next round, and they're going to be a bit more for it than what the USA were.
Not to mention, there's more quotes from Southgate on about Foden. Why he didn't bring Foden on. His quote was, "We didn't feel it was right for Phil in the middle because he doesn't play there for his club." I'm not buying into that as well.
No.
Well, I'm sorry. Sterling was fucking shit. Saka was shit. Yeah. Kane was shit. Why did it take 16, 17, 80 minutes to take two of them off and leave one of them on? Play with a false striker. Do something that they're not expecting. That's what good managers do. But he's fucking so inept, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and can I just say as well, he's talking out of his fucking arse because he's had all them Nations League games to try players and try things out, and he fucking didn't do it either. So that's another thing he can shove up his arse now. The fact that he's still standing by his fucking favourites and everything like this, when he's had so many games building up to this tournament to try things and he didn't fucking do it.
Exactly. Totally agree with you, Sam. Totally agree, mate.
Even on Monday night, he could have fucking did it when we were fucking 5-1 up or whatever, but he didn't do it. So he's got himself to fucking blame. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, hang on. Yes, Mr. Sinclair.
Oh, has he got clothes on?
Yes, yes, Sam, he's got clothes on.
Oh, thank God for that. Right. Oh, John, man, you left your missus in the background, man. John, man.
I know. She's moved.
That's unbelievable.
Right.
She's moved. Sorry, guys.
Before I come to John, I'll just go through some comments first of all. How can we win it? Ashington says, how can we win a World Cup if the USA are a challenge? No chance to a decent team talent waste, I think, sadly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the USA are 16th in the world, by the way. Ashington says, but to be fair, the Iran game was a one-off, but still gave England a chance. I'm not watching any more until they are knocked, and hope they get knocked out. And hope Wales smash us, he says. And then furthermore, he goes on to say, I almost fell asleep halfway through that game, laugh out loud, and I honestly want to get back to club football. There's just no hope with Southgate at all. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Mighty Mag. Evening, guys. Sure, I heard Southgate said start the year saying this World Cup will be his last, so I could be wrong. He said Maguire's playing a different player to what he is at Man U. How would he fit in at the tune? Don't go there because we're not signing him. Argument's ended now. And he also says, I like to see all the light show in the ground wanting that on the 2 night games or in a Champions League. I mean, this flashing of the lights and that, I don't buy that, to be fair. I think it's ridiculous. And I don't like the Americanized part of it, the start of the game when they count down from 10. Just start the bloody games, don't count down. Stupid. Ashton says, Rashford, wrong place too. Yeah. And he says, straight away when Southgate is happy with the draw, he has zero ambition and will never win anything with him. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Ashton. Mighty Mag says, can't see wheels getting out of us. Worst thing is, USA were in outside so much, we just didn't do anything, says Ashton. Think of that, though. We lost 4-0 to Hungary, says it all. Yeah, team ranked 40th in the world, by the way. Mason says, John, is that a Man United away shirt?
No.
Another one.
The countdown is mad, don't need that.
This is another one from Southgate. He said yesterday about the fans booing. I'm not sure why the fans are booing. Well, why we're booing? Because that performance was completely unacceptable yesterday.
Yeah.
One shot on target. One shot on target, and he doesn't expect to have a reaction to that. Fucking tosspot.
One thing I did hear, apparently, and it was a bit of a sour thing from our England fans, by the way, and if it did happen, then I'm going to condemn this totally now, and I think it's bang out of order what they've done, and it's a shame on the England fans yet again if they have done this. Apparently in the stadium, there were totally American fans throwing paper aeroplanes, shouting 9/11 to them. If that's what they were doing, that is totally bang out of order, and I'm absolutely disgusted that England fans are doing that. If you did do that, shame on you lot, because it's absolutely disgusting. What happened in 9/11 is an absolute atrocity to the whole of the world. It was a disgrace at the time. Lots of innocent people lost their lives for no reason whatsoever. And for us to do that, that is stooped to a new low. I'm sorry. It is just outright scummery, and I hope it didn't happen, but it's just what I've heard and what I've seen. But if it did happen, then I hope you're really proud of yourselves this morning, what you've done, because that just shows us up even more. Yes, when we play Germany, you can sing your 10 German Bomber song and all that. That's different. But when it comes to something like this, I'm sorry, it gets condemned now. If you have done it, I hope you're bloody proud of yourselves, because we're not proud of you. It just makes innocent people like us look really bad. And no wonder England gets such a bad name in world football, and even clubs when they go in European football. No wonder we have a bad name. I thought we were stamping this out. Obviously not. Yes, John, sorry?
Sorry to cut in. It all starts in the 70s, right? We would have fought, we would have got rid of this, right? It's the 21st century, right? And I'm afraid to say, some people just do not learn. I'm sorry, they do not learn. And we need to get rid of this in football. We don't need this, man. Do you know what I mean? And whoever said this, right? Your fans said that. Have a word with yourself there. Look at what you said. And then you think, you know what? I've done wrong here. So, sorry, Tony. I'll just get it in there, mate.
Yeah. Leslie says, sorry I'm late, Tony. Evening Leslie, hope you're well. And Ashton says, I'd rather get Southgate out straight away. We would have a better chance with no manager. Yeah, so, right, John, I'm going to come to you now. Obviously, we all saw that debacle last night. 95 minutes of my life I will not get back. That's including all the injury time, by the way. Tell me your thoughts on last night's game, John. Honest thoughts as well.
Yeah. Okay. Even to Pete, even to Sam and the chat as well. Look, he picked the same lineup, right? Basically. And it seems to me that he's trying to be safe again. He's trying to be safe to move on to play for a draw. We've got that. But with one shot on target to hold the game, right? Why didn't Phil Foden start? Or even Jack Grealish? I would have played Foden from the start in this game, right? So I was going to create that missing spark. He's to create a spark to the team. And there's none of that on the pitch yesterday. One shot on
Sorry, John. Can I just cut in quickly at the minute? Just some breaking news here, John. It's not football related, by the way. Former Scotland rugby player Doddy Weir has died at the age of 52, 6 months after being diagnosed with motor neuron disease. That's news just in. Doddy Weir, the ex-Scotland rugby player, dies at age 52. Our thoughts and condolences with his family at this sad time. Sorry about that, John, but I just had to bring that up.
No, that's fine. My condolences goes out to the Farris family and loved ones as well. That's very, very sad news coming out today in the rugby union world today. So sorry to hear the news. Look, Gareth Southgate, right? He's not my manager. He plays, right, with the handbrake on, right? Where is that zip? Where is that performance? That's neat. We should have carried on from the Iran game. We would have thought, you know what? We've got 6 goals here. We're going to carry it through. We're going to carry it on. I not seen that yesterday. I didn't see that at all. I mean, they look scared. I thought United States were excellent yesterday. I thought McKennie, plays Juventus. I thought he was excellent. I thought Tyler Adams was excellent, right? I thought even Pulisic had a great game as well. I thought the USA back four made it look easy. They look comfortable at the back, defending for their lives, yeah? But just so one pace, there's just no one's going to take responsibility at all. The midfield, I expected a lot more. And only Mason Mount's shot, which the keeper made a good low save. But other than that, Harry Kane, that header, should have scored in the end. Where is the chances coming? I mean, we're looking for a goal. We want to need a goal, right? And it goes to brings on Jordan Henderson on. I just don't get it. You should have played Callum Wilson on, right? Even Rashford, I would have brought on Foden on as well. I'd go for a 4-4-2 and have a goal fit. You know what I mean? I've seen some great England teams, right? But what I've seen last night, I'm sorry, it's just unacceptable. And I'm not surprised now, Gareth Southgate. I was expecting this. He doesn't play attacking football. And he's going to play to a back three if we get to the last 16. I can see that coming, Tony. Because what I don't want to see is foreign football. What I don't want to see is players being played out of position. And what I don't want to see is people being cautious on the ball. That's down to one guy, one man only. Gareth Southgate should be sacked. No matter what happens after this World Cup, he should walk away after that. And he's taking it as far as he could. And you know what? I can't go for another 2 years under this guy.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, John. Sorry, I mean, it's... sorry, John? Yeah. It's just absolutely... You know, he's got to go after this. He's got to go after this tournament, surely. Surely he's took England as far as he can, and it's time for somebody fresh to come in with fresh ideas to get the team back to where they should be. I mean, Mason hits the nail. I mean, I thought last night, John, there was 2 positives out of that game: clean sheet and a point. But also, I thought Harry Maguire was man of the match for England because I thought he had a terrific game. Yeah. And I know you were surprised when I first said it to you, John, and you looked at me with like, are you sure you're all right saying that? And I said, Harry Maguire in an England shirt is a totally different player to what he is in a Manchester United shirt. He's a better player when he's playing for England. And I stood by that. And I know people might have thought, is this guy a bit deluded or something? But no, I wasn't deluded because I know every time I've seen him in an England shirt, he plays well. But put him back in his Man United shirt and he's a totally different player. I mean, Mason says, good job only watched the last 15 minutes at work last night. Yeah, I bet you are, yeah. Wow. Yeah, you've only lost 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you won't get Matt, mate. Sorry about that. England's football is too slow paced, says Asherton. And he says to Mason, you are lucky there wasn't much interesting happening. Yeah, there wasn't at all. I Like Coffee says, good evening. Tony PD, John, Sam and all, good evening to you. I Like Coffee as well. And he says, is John wearing a Germany shirt?
No.
Leslie says, agree. Don't understand why we can't play with some intensity and, like you say, pace like the Premier League. What's the portrait in John's background? Says, I Like Coffee.
I don't even look at that.
You got to remember, John, our viewers don't miss anything, you know.
No, they don't. They're
I
straight
would,
into
I
it.
especially me, especially me.
And Ashton says, Maguire being man the match shows the quality of the England team. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as I say, there wasn't a lot of talk about in that game because it was just such a poor game. The USA, by rights, should have beat us last night. And if they had have beat us, well, we would have been disappointed. But you would have looked at it and thought, well, it was a correct result because the USA wanted it more than what we wanted it. Mason Mount, for me, John, is not good enough in my eyes. He shouldn't even be in that squad or in that team. I think when it comes to Tuesday, which we'll come on to shortly, I do think there should be a few changes. And I'll explain what changes I would make and why I would make them changes as well. So if I was to change things on Tuesday, if I was the manager, which I'm not, unfortunately, I don't get paid that sort of money. First of all, if Maddison's fit, he comes straight into that team for a bit of creativity in that midfield. Take Mason Mount out and replace him with Maddison. I would bring Foden into that team. Put him on the left. Replace him with Sterling maybe. I would look to leave Saka out as well and replace him with, say, Grealish on the right. Just a different bit of attacking to see if that helps us out against Wales on Tuesday. I mean, Pete, what I just said there, changes wise, and obviously also leave Kane out and give him a rest and play Wilson up front.
Yep.
I mean, do you agree with what I've just said there, or do you think?
Yep. Yeah, majority. I mean, we've got to make some changes in that side. Some players need to be given an opportunity, for i.e. Foden. Wilson should be given a start as well. I mean, to set up in a goal for Grealish and then to be completely left out yesterday is just unacceptable. Same with Foden. I mean, one of the best young players in the Premier League, and he doesn't get a sniff in yesterday as well. Got to start for me on Tuesday as well. Take Mount out because he's offered nothing. He's been very lackluster for Chelsea, and I don't get why he's starting for England. Well, we're probably right because of Southgate as well. Harry Kane just so slow to the build at times as well, and that's why Wilson should be playing as well. And I mean, I didn't get the hype with Henderson coming on yesterday as well. White, not to mention, why was Bellingham took off? He shouldn't have been took off as well.
Yeah, how to destroy a young lad's career. I mean, you know, France are 2-1 up, Kylian Mbappe. I mean, he was a youngster in the last World Cup, you know. Was he 19 then, wasn't he? So France kept faith with him. They didn't just, because he's had a bit of he hasn't had a busy game, he's been quiet, we'll just pull him out. They keep faith with players, and that's what you're supposed to do with youngsters. That could destroy the lad's confidence. Hopefully it doesn't. Before I go to Sam, I Like Coffee says it looks like something's eating an orange and blowing bubble gum. His portrait in the background.
Oh,
it's not one of yours, is it, Sam?
it's got too much clothes. It's got too much clothes on. If it is.
Ashton says Gareth will be aiming for another draw, I suspect.
Oh, God.
Obviously, Leslie 2-1, we'll put that on. I Like Coffee. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much, I Like Coffee. Ashton says we can't get Hall for Southgate pitting the right players, as we know he won't. And Eat Coffee says, Gareth Bale says, would be like, Wales have got Bale, time to park the bus. I'm sorry, I think Wales is Gareth Bale, I think, will quit the international team. He'll go into international retirement after this World Cup, I think. And I don't think it'll be long before he retires from football because I think Gareth Bale's time's done now. And he says, I mixed up with Gareth, sorry. He says, I meant Gareth Southgate. Okay. I mean, I don't think we should be worried about Bale. And don't forget, the keeper that's going to be playing on Tuesday for Wales is going to be probably Danny Ward because Hennessy got sent off. I'll come back to that one in a minute. But Sam, I mean, what I said about making those few changes, do you agree with them?
I'd have made them last night. I would have freshened it up last night because we've played 2 games in the space of 4 days. So I would have freshened it up last night. I know, look at hindsight, you might have said, "Oh, no, I keep winning team," but we're playing in temperatures that are 30 degrees. You know, these players aren't used to playing in that every 4 days. So it might have been better to say to them, "Listen, we'll freshen it up. We'll freshen it up tonight and freshen it up again. Use your squad, utilize it, and get players." Because if we do freshen it up, and so if we possibly freshen it up on Tuesday, there could be players who are lacking a bit because they haven't played yet, and they could be up. They might not be up to full speed. So we could have easily put. For me, we could have easily had Grealish and Foden on last night instead of Saka and Sterling. I know they both scored against Iran, but it might have been better just to freshen up a bit last night and give a bit more of a run out for them, or even. Personally, I wouldn't have played Kane either because all week we've been saying he's doubtful, he's this and that. You've got a fully fit striker on the bench called Callum Wilson who scored 6 goals in 10 games. Why don't you just play him and say, "Listen, Harry, we'll keep you back for the Wales game"? It just doesn't make any sense. And but if I'm looking at it coming from the FA point of view, I'm thinking, what's he doing? Like, why is he why is he showing the USA's? What's going on there? Sounds like someone's getting smacked. Why we're showing them too much respect? That they should be scared of us, and not us scared of them, because that's what it seemed like to me. So, but I think he's got to make changes. He's got to make changes on Tuesday. Simple as that. He can't keep that same team because the thing that I worry about now is the further we go in the tournament. Because Walker's fit, he'll go to a back 5. That's my worry now. Is that he'll revert to a back 5 as the tournament goes on.
Yeah, I totally agree. And hopefully he doesn't do that. I mean, John, do you agree with what I said for changes wise for Tuesday? But whether he will do them or not, we don't know.
Well, I want to see changes as well. I mean, I want to see Phil Foden come in on the left side of midfield in a 3. He's got to play 4-3-3. I want to see Foden coming in, right? And I like to see Grealish coming as well. I think Saka needs a rest because Saka's played 60-odd games last season for me, and he just doesn't get the rest at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? So I see Saka need a rest as well. So, hopefully for last 16, get Grealish in there as well. And the midfield-wise, I mean, I keep Bellingham in, keeping him 110%. You can't do that bad in midfield. The back four, definitely keep Trippier in there, no doubt about it, yeah. But I want to see change in the attacking side as well. I mean, Foden's got to play. He's having an outstanding season. The difference is, I think you just mentioned it, he's used to playing on the attacking side for the world-class manager, play for a negative manager. You've got to get the best out of Phil Foden. This guy can make a difference in winning the World Cup, in my opinion. But, Tony, you're right. He's got to make changes as well. Now, when he looks at himself, Gareth Bale in the Wales team, he's going to think, "Oh, sure, I've got to play theatre back." He does that, and we lose, even though we get into the last 16. I think Southgate should be done because he's worried about the Wales team. So, listen, play your best formation, play a 4-3-3, play an attacking side, and go for it. Because I think we're virtually through unless you get beat 4-0 off Wales. It's never going to happen anytime soon. So we have got to do our bit. Don't worry about the last 16. We have to play Holland in the last 16, guys. So be it. We play Holland in the last 16. Simple as that, yeah? But we've got to do our bit. And don't worry about the others.
Yeah, totally agree, John. My late coffee says, if England thrash Wales 5-0, Gareth Southgate will be hailed as a saviour for his masterclass. No. Yeah. Mighty Mag says, we're going to hammer the sheep. Yeah, we know what you mean by that. Ashton says, I thought Saka was aiming for the sky when he took that shot, not shooting for the goal. Yeah, Southgate doesn't know the players in his team, not done his homework to know the strengths and weaknesses of his players, except his favourites, as I like coffee. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. But yeah, I mean, Wales are going to. It depends how Wales are up for this game on Tuesday. Depends whether they turn up or not. I don't think Wales are going to thrash us like 4 or 5-0 to get through. I don't think that's going to happen. I will hope it doesn't happen, but I don't think it will. I think Wales are more resigned themselves that they're going out the competition now. If we finish top of that group, we more likely play Senegal or Ecuador, because I can't see Netherlands dropping against Qatar. Qatar are a poor team, and I think Netherlands will absolutely take them. I know Netherlands haven't been that great, but I think the Qatar game could be the game that then says to the Netherlands, right, get out there, fill your boots, bang them in against Qatar and make a statement in this World Cup, because Holland haven't really played great, have they? So they'll probably win that group. And then it's between Ecuador and Senegal. But to be fair, I think Ecuador will win that one, and they'll go through a second place in the group. And we played Ecuador the last time we played Ecuador was in the World Cup second round. We won 2-0 against them. So, it's not beyond the realms of impossibility to beat Ecuador. But Southgate's got, if we do get through and we do win the group, Southgate's got to be cute against the teams like Ecuador. Don't play 5 at the back, because Ecuador will be all over us, because they've got players who can hurt people in that team. And if Valencia didn't look good when he went off for that knee injury, did he? So let's hope he's not on fire that day, because he's already top scorer on the World Cup at the moment, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Asherton says, hang on, I'll just go back up a bit to the comments that we are. Coffee, I read that Kane was playing against the UFC with a swollen ankle. It probably explains why he wasn't pressing or doing much running. Well, if that's the case,
he shouldn't have been
how
playing.
How stupid
then.
Is that? Yeah, how
stupid.
Stupid.
If he's got a swollen ankle, he shouldn't be playing then.
No. Peter Morton, good show, mate. Thanks, Peter. Please hit the like button. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Asherton says we shouldn't have to worry about teams like USA and Wales. Shows how bad we are with those low standards. Yeah, we shouldn't be. I mean, Iran are ranked 20th and USA are ranked 16th in the world. Technically, on paper, we should be winning both. Southgate did say, the last 2 tournaments we won the first 2 games. Well, no, you didn't. Or do you mean you qualified in the first 2 games? But this has got like the Euros written all over it, if you remember. We played well to beat Croatia first game. Second game, we had that drab 0-0 draw with Scotland.
Yep.
Then the third game, we won 3-0 and beat the Czech Republic. So, it's gone down to the same as it had in the Euros. We've had that great win against Iran, 0-0, a scrappy 0-0 against the USA, and now we've got to play Wales. So we'll see how that goes on Tuesday, but we'll have a little preview on the show before we finish tonight. Leslie says Spurs will be livid if Kane was playing injured. Yeah, I'm sure they will be. Yeah,
I think they will, Tony. I think they will. Absolutely, and I can dent the top 4 hopes as well.
Yeah, Leslie says full-time 2-1 France. Mikey Mag says prediction for tonight, Argentina, Mexico. We'll come to that shortly because that's an interesting one. Mikey Mag says, Eddie, how could have had our England team to the finals? Yeah, but he's not going there as England manager, so that won't be happening anytime soon or in the future as well. So guys, I'll just put this on and then thank you. Just one moment. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Thanks guys for that. That saves me doing it during every show. I can just put it straight out there and done and dusted. So tonight there's an interesting game on in the World Cup. It's 7 o'clock. Argentina versus Mexico. Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia 2-1. Saudi Arabia then got beat off Poland today 2-0. Missed a penalty, changing a penalties taker at the last minute. Stupid mistake in my eyes. Basically, it's a knockout game for Argentina tonight. Lose to Mexico, Argentina's gone out the first round. If they get a draw, they're clinging on. But technically, it's a must-win tonight for Argentina. If I'm honest, I can see Mexico beating them, and I wouldn't put it past Mexico. I know there's a lot of needle between these two teams as well, and their fans as well. So, what can I see tonight? I can see an upset here, and I'm going to say Mexico to win this 1-0. Pete, Argentina, Mexico.
I think I'll go for 2-1 Mexico. It's possible, you know. If Saudi Arabia can beat them, why can't Mexico beat them as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, Argentina, Mexico.
Yeah, I think it's could be anything. I think it could be a nice like. I just hope. Who's got the telly on? That's loud.
John.
Sorry, mate. Jules, can you turn the TV down first? Sorry about that. I didn't even know it was on. Sorry, Tony.
I think it could be like. I just hope it's a good game. I really do. I just want it to be a good game. So, as long as it's a good game for me, that's all I'm bothered about. I couldn't care less who qualifies.
Yeah, absolutely. John, Argentina, Mexico.
Can you hear us? By the way.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Right. Okay, first of all, I do apologise. I thought when you put your microphone in, sort of, it just cuts out everything. Paul told us that cuts out everything. So, but I'm gonna go. I mean, Argentina's got too much. Look at the Argentinian team, right? I mean, they've got too much quality in that side. Mexico, I tell you what, they will give it a go, guys. They will give it a go. But I'm going to say slightly Argentina because I thought we've got a better quality. If you can get the offsides right. I mean, you got Martinez, yeah. I still feel Lautaro Martinez got a fantastic World Cup. I really do. And I'm going to go 1-0 Martinez scored. I think it's going to be, I think Argentina will be back in the game. 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Messi doesn't cut it for me in the World Cup. I don't think he's that great in the World Cups. I think he's a failure in the World Cups. I would love to just see Mexico beat them tonight and send them home packing.
Be nice.
And Germany could be the next one to go as well. Who knows? Because they got to play Spain tomorrow night at 7:00, and that's a big game. Germany lose that game, they could almost be out in the first round as well, like they were back in 2018. Getting beat off Japan. I did say to people at work on Thursday, I said, Japan will win this game, and they looked at me and said, are you sure? We think Germany will hammer Japan. I said, I wouldn't think so, because Japan have got some good little players in that team. And I was right. Japan won that game. I mean, there's been a few shocks in the World Cup. But you look at Brazil and you think, nobody else is going to win it but them, in my eyes. And Vinny Jr., some player he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
What do you make of him, Pete? Would you have him? I would have him at the tune.
Oh, yes. He's a really quality player. I think Brazil have got some really other good players in that team as well. I mean, they should have stuck more than 2 past Serbia, I've got to admit. So I thought Richarlison was really good as well. Martinelli's something. Jesus is really good. So, but you're on about that lad you just said before. Yes, I would have him definitely.
Vinny Jr., yeah, absolutely.
Vinny. He's got a brilliant release clause in his contract, and he's a lifer at Madrid. He's an absolute lifer.
Yeah. Ashington says, Eddie makes Southgate look like a school team manager. Yes, he does, doesn't he? He does. He says the refs are rigged in the World Cup anyway. Found a lot of decisions different games questionable. Yes, there's been some questionable decisions in games. I mean, you look no further than the Maguire penalty. That should have been given, but it wasn't. and yet they give a soft penalty for Iran. I think they just felt sorry for Iran, if I'm honest. And also, not only that, with the goalkeeper yesterday, a situation, I was at work, so I didn't see the Wales game, but apparently the referee was in the wrong as well, they said, because he gave the yellow card when he should have clearly known it was a red card, and he had to go and check the monitor to be told. And people have already said he should be stopped from refereeing any more games because he's not good enough. Well, people can have their thoughts on that. Ashington says Argentina must have a terrible manager like Southgate.
Can I come in there a second?
Yeah, of course you can, John.
Go to what Ashington said there, right? I mean, Lionel Scaloni, he's their manager. They've been 39 games unbeaten before the first match in the World Cup, and he also holds a Copa America as well. So he's done a fantastic job with the Argentinians there. So I can't disagree with that one.
No. I like coffee. Someone's having a party in their house. Yeah, it's Mr. Sinclair.
I think it's Jules. He's got a Millfan phone on. So
Ashington says that's what a bad manager can do to a good team.
That's right.
Messi's last World Cup, says Mighty Mag. Yeah, well, it definitely will be.
Ashington
said so people overhyping Ronaldo's penalty that day like it was just a pen, not as impressive as people were making it out to be. The pen missed this morning from Saudi was poor this afternoon. Nice. Yeah, they shouldn't have changed. What they've done at the last minute, they changed over the penalty taker. So Chesney saved it, and then when they hit the rebound, Chesney got that as well and tipped it over. Brazil will probably win, says Ashington, and I like coffee says I think the hype has because he's a first male footballer, just scored in 5 World Cups. The first player is apparently Morta from Brazil. Yeah. I mean, that Portugal game the other night against Ghana, I thought Ghana were very unlucky. They came back to 1-1, then obviously went 3-1 down, then got back to 3-2. And how unlucky was Nahki Williams right at the end? He'd done what Dion Dublin done to Shea Given almost, didn't he? When Diego Costa put the ball down, didn't realise Nahki Williams was behind him. Why the goalkeeper didn't do a 360 and have a good look around to make sure, almost cost Portugal 3 points. It could have been a point. Had he not slipped at that vital moment, he could have scored that and they would have got a draw out of that. We all remember Shea Given doing it against Villa and Dion Dublin coming from behind and nicking the ball off him and scoring. Mm-hmm. And that's why after that, Shea Given used to keep looking around doing 360s to make sure there's nobody there. I mean, you saw the faces on Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva on the touchline. They were horrified at what the goalkeeper made. I mean, this is a goalkeeper we've been looking at apparently. He looked quite shaky, if I thought, Pete. I mean, what did you think of him? Did you see the game at all? Or
which one? The Portugal,
Ghana.
I did catch bits of it. Yeah, he did look a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he was lucky at the end, though, wasn't he?
He was.
Can I come and sort of Diogo Costa on about, right? I mean, this guy, right, I think he's 24 years old, right? He's got a market value of 35 million quid. And he's only just signed a new 5-year deal, a contract until 2027. And on top of that, he's got a release clause in his contract at 75 million quid.
So he's not worth 35 million, then, John. He's worth 75. So he
that
market value doesn't get him, does it?
Don't believe what the market value is, yeah. But it's just because the market value, they're not going to set the market value, but 75 million quid for a keeper who's a kindly keeper. But for what I've heard, he looked a bit dodgy. But don't be fooled by that. He is a quality keeper. Don't judge on that one game. We don't watch Portuguese league.
Sam, what did you see the Portugal Ghana game?
Yeah, I don't. I'm sick of the people just mentioning Ronaldo left, right, and center. I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
it's like he scored. It's like he cheated to get a penalty. So I'm sorry, but the fact that they didn't VAR, which I found remarkable, considering he went doing as if someone had been shot on the punkus in Qatar. Was ridiculous because he went doing like a sack of shit. It's like, come on, it was like, and then when he scored, it was like, oh, Ronaldo this, or I thought he's just scored a penalty. That's all he seems to start score. That's all he can seem to score now because his legs have gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be waiting to sign on when the tournament's over. So I don't know which job centre he'll be going to. He might live Cramlington somewhere else, or he might get himself down. I presume there's one in Manchester, so he'll probably be going to one of the ones in Manchester. So, but you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'll probably go to America now. So after the tournament, I think he'll go back to America. So.
Yeah. I mean, I like Coffee's come in here and he says Ronaldo's reaction to the goalkeeper blooper was hilarious, and he says, and I thought he left Man United.
Wow.
And Mighty Max is still saying we should break the bank and get Bellingham. We will be a solid investment for years to come, but would look back in 5 years and see he's worth every penny. I can't see us getting him. He's Real Madrid bound, I think.
Madrid bound.
And got LA Coffee, that player doing the suey. But I mean,
oh God, John, shut up, man!
I'm gonna go. So guys, I'm gonna go from the. I'm coming off the World Cup in a minute, and I'm going to come back to our domestic side of football. If anybody's not sure, on Monday evening at 7 p.m, tune into BBC Two, because the FA Cup draw for the third round will be live, and that is when we enter the FA Cup. We won't get Cambridge this year, by the way, because it just got beat today 2-1 off Grimsby Town at home, so it won't be Cambridge this year, so we won't get revenge on them. But I mean, that's coming on Monday, so if you want something to watch Monday evening, then tune into that and see who we get in the next round. I would love a home tie with Sunderland. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Are they? I'll not be knocked out yet.
No, because they're in the championship, so they come in the third round as well, along with the Smockies.
It's the famous they'll get anyways, you know. So every time we seem to play in the cup games, they're already knocked out by now. So
yeah, so the third round's on Monday. I mean, Pete, ideally we want a home draw, don't we? I mean, who would you want in the third round? Do you want an easy team? Well, I say an easy team, but there's no easy teams, is there?
Well, not really. You've got to, no matter who you play, you've got to be what's put in front of you. So I wouldn't mind any side, but I do not want to repeat of what happened at the beginning against Cambridge United. I'm sure that won't happen now, because you know what Eddie Howe's done with this side now. But so I wouldn't mind who we get in the first round. But home tie would be fantastic first.
Yeah. Hartlepool are through as well, by the way. So wouldn't it be lovely to take Hartlepool there at St James's, give them a nice payday as well?
Mm-hmm.
Sam, who do you want in the next round in the third round? Anybody or anybody but a Premier League team?
Yeah, I think it's a case of, you know, I like us to get one of the minnows either home or away. Just not for us, but for them financially. You know, if we were to play, say, like Grimsby away or whatever, I mean, financially, you know, we would sell all our away allocation for that. It would probably be on telly, so they would get a revenue. Whereas I think if it was up here, I don't think it would be on the telly, because everyone will be thinking, oh, Newcastle are just going to win. They'll think that there's not much of a chance for an upset. So I would like us to get either, like I said, a home draw against the Minnows, because it gives us a chance to possibly flex our muscles squad-wise and rotate some. But even an away game against one of them for that club financially will benefit them, because, like I've just said, there's every chance it would be on the telly. They think there would be a giant killing. We would sell all our tickets out, our away allocation up, and they will get a good revenue for it. So
yeah, absolutely. And John, finally, the same question for you: FA Cup third round. Are you going to watch the draw as well?
I'm going to watch the draw, and we're going to hope we take on Sunderland at home or away to that, for that matter. I hope we smash them, by the way. Smash them lot. I hope Bristol City as well away will be a good tie as well, and would be brilliant. But other than that, I mean, I'd take anyone at home, and because I feel we've got a good team there. we're going to do something this season because Eddie Howe's done a cracking job, as you know. But I'll be quite happy to take on anyone other than the Premier League teams and that. And let's hope we go all the way. So Sunderland at home, hopefully Bristol City away. Hartlepool would be nice. Bit of a derby going there. And other than that, I mean, if we could avoid the big boys such as Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U. Okay, Chibaz, I did say United. I said Man U. Okay.
You just said it. You just said. I said it.
It's a Man U.
Honestly, man.
So
Well, I go with what Chipper says. I mean, bring it. Let's get a minnow.
Right.
Even Hartlepool at home, that would just give them some money, wouldn't it? You know, and I'm sure our owners would be nice enough to say to a minnow club, "Look, you can have our gate receipts for this game," because some clubs do that. Some Premier League teams do that. They hand the gate receipts over and say, "Look, the team that's visiting, there you go. There's the gate receipts for you," because you understand the club needs the money. So yeah, all these minnows want Premier League teams, and they want the big Premier League teams because they know that's where the money is. When they're playing somebody from the Championship, you can see it on their faces. They're like, "Oh, don't really want to play them. We wanted to play somebody out the Premier League because that's where the money is." So that would be an interesting one. LA Coffee says John done the suey. Not surprised. Mighty Max says like to get Hartlepool. They've gone through in the FA Cup. Yeah. LA Coffee says Adam P's raging at the screen event he went to was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
Mighty Max says stick up the Paul Tony. Yeah. What would you like a Paul for? Leslie says they've separated Souness and Keenan. Trust you, Sam, in the punditry tonight. I had some spam messages from some sort of Triple X group, and I was wondering if that had anything to do with you, Sam, was it?
No, definitely not.
Wow.
It's funny how these sites come on when Chipmaz is on, unless they follow your channel.
I haven't got a channel. I don't have a channel.
What,
I think
900?
it's secretly John pretending to be someone else, isn't it?
Mighty Max says, yeah, that
Triple
would be
X.
great, Tony. Get to a smaller club, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? But yeah, we'll find out on Monday if that's what happens. And I Like Coffee says Sam has a channel.
After 10 p.m, right?
Yeah, after 10 p.m, yeah. Channel 900, Sam's on. So guys, I'm going to come round the table now. I'm going to ask you for your predictions on Tuesday versus Wales. 7 p.m. kickoff, 10 p.m. again, Qatar time. I mean, did that play a part in the game not being very good because it's 10 p.m? I don't know.
Oh,
Not to
no,
my
it
eyes.
kind of, no.
Paul's in the house. He says, very good evening to everybody. Good evening to you as well, Paul. Hope you're well. So Pete, prediction for Tuesday night, please.
I'm going to say it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win for England.
Yeah, and who's getting the goal?
I'm going to go for Wilson. I think he's going to start on Tuesday. I think we'll have to give him that chance whether Southgate does that or not. But I'm going to go for Wilson to score.
Yeah. Sam?
Unfortunately, I'm going to see a draw. Unfortunately. You can't like and subscribe with whatever way you can try.
It's not one of them channels that I like coffee.
It's not YouTube, I mean, so.
Yeah, sorry, Sam, what was your prediction for Tuesday?
Unfortunately, I'm going to go for another. Well, I'm on late on Tuesday, so I can't watch it anyway, but unfortunately, I'm going to go for an inspiring 1-1 draw.
1-1.
Oh.
Yeah.
John?
Look, I'll go with Pete. I mean, it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win. I don't think Wilson will score. I don't think he's going to start for me. I think Foden will score the goal. He will start and Foden will get the goal. I could also see Kane getting rested for that game and Wilson to start. But then again, it'd probably bring on Rashford to play up front before Wilson. That's the thing. But Phil Foden has to start in that game. He has to. I want to see the players really give it a go.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be a bit more bolder than you guys are. Because I'm going to see England to win 2-0.
Oh dear. I know where the 2 goals are coming from.
Well,
How are you doing?
I'm going to say... Yeah, I'm going to say if Foden starts, he scores. And obviously, I know John says Wilson probably not start. And I think the other goal, and this is probably going to be a surprise, I think it could be a Trippier free kick.
Oh, no.
So
he seems to fancy
because Who's going to come on and he's going to get fouled.
He seems to fancy Luke Shaw too much on the set pieces for it to be a Trippier goal. And Luke Shaw was fucking diabolical last night as well.
Yeah, he wasn't he? Absolutely.
But you know what? We haven't got a left back to replace him with ours, so you know.
Yeah, we haven't, no. Well, Trippier can play there as well.
Oh, I don't like seeing him play left back. No. I don't think he's as good left back as he is right back. So he's beyond his limitations, I think.
I like Coffee says hello to Paul. Ashton says Wales to win 1-0. If
Wales beat us, right? If Wales beat us, I want, even if we're progress, I want him to be fucking sacked on the spot. Simple as, because to lose the lamb we shouldn't be. But the way we played last night, I can see us just getting a draw and getting through, because that's what Southgate's like, unfortunately.
Yeah. Paul saying hello to highlight Coffee. Mighty Mac says to England to win 3-1.
I predicted that last night in Ireland. That fucking Westwood didn't even have 3 shots on target.
And Paul says 3-0 England as well. Well, good luck with that one, guys. If we do turn it around and play well, then yeah, we'll all be surprised, won't we? But I mean, like I say, I'm going on a 2-0 win for us. Whether we get that or not, well, that's another one. But you know, I'm just hitting out on hope there that we'll win that. And if you want to know where Wales are currently ranked, they're 19th in the world at the moment. So every game's being played with teams in the top 20.
That's the thing I'm worried about, Tony. If Iran only, what was it? Were the 4 places 20th. worse off than America, and yet we couldn't break them down. That's what I'm worried about. The fact that there's only 4 places difference, and like it seems like we've gone up like a goal against a team that is so much better than us and organised in a Gulf and class them, and there's only 4 places difference between them.
Yeah, I mean, Paul's saying if Wilson plays, we win. Yeah, let's hope, but we'll not know until Tuesday, and we'll see that team news come out as well. So before we wrap up, guys, I'll just pop this on again. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button, as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. There we are. Thank you, guys. So yeah, we're all up for that. We'll all be looking forward to watching the Argentina game tonight, I should imagine. Are you watching it, Pete?
Yeah, I might try and get it on myself, Well, yeah. I might not get to see it all because I've got show tonight at 8 o'clock.
Have you?
Oh, I might have to pop on, Pete. I don't know. I'll see if I'm having my tea or not.
8 o'clock PD's football live show's on tonight.
Oh, it's on tonight. Yeah, because you took it off for last night.
Because I didn't do it last night, so it's on tonight.
Ashton says
I might pop on the off. I've gone out of tea.
We can't beat 16th, so no chance in beating Brazil or France. No, you're totally right. Been a great show, everyone. Going to be a canny game tonight, says Mighty Mag. Yeah, it's a knockout game for Argentina. It's as simple as that. Lose and they're out. That's what's on the line, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think, I mean, Raul Jimenez come on the other night for Mexico and he looked all right. So we'll find out how good Mexico are tonight. If Raul Jimenez plays, I reckon Mexico will win that game. So, Pete, can we ask you where people can find you on your socials, please?
It's PD Proudlock. So me Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, they're all PD Proudlock. YouTube channel, PD Proudlock. So feel free to subscribe. Tune in tonight for PD's football live show with lots to discuss about, including that pile of shite yesterday. We'll definitely talk some more news. You know what else when we have an hour of the show as well? Not to mention any comments about Mr. Teeth and any lookalikes. Get them fired away for tonight.
Mr.
No
Teeth.
doubt you will.
Who's that?
Klopp.
Oh,
Mr. Teeth.
Klopp.
Yeah.
So if you're on tonight, Tony,
Yeah.
I'll be prepared what to expect
Yeah.
tonight.
Be prepared, as they say in the Scouts, don't they? Be prepared. Sam, where can we find you on your socials, mate?
just Facebook, Sam Chatterfield, and Instagram, Chatterfield Sam, and of course, from 9 o'clock, from 10 o'clock every night, you can see me on Channel 900's Mr. Love Length.
Yeah. You got any? You probably have to get your preparations done for your show as well, Sam, won't you?
Yeah,
Make sure you
I'm doing.
have a
Yeah, I've
practice
got
run.
one of them. I've got one of them shows tonight called what's it called? Bad dishes, and I'm being a hot dog. So you know,
What's up?
it will be one of them
called
bad
bad-
hot dogs tonight, Peter. So you know, minus the bun. Just what-
Yeah. And sorry, John, where can we find you, mate?
Thank you very much indeed. That's on Tony, by the way. We've got Twitch, John Sinclair TV, also on Facebook, the same, and also on YouTube. Facebook as well, as I said. If you like to find us on Instagram, it's John Sinclair 50 on Luakius. And if you like to find us on social media, it's John_NUFC 42. I do some watch along. I also do the match review previews, warm up shows. I've also do transfer shows as well, and short vids as well. So today I've done one. I've done you guys seen this about Jurgen Klopp being rattled, and also being
yes, I think I'll mention that as well.
Yes, obsessed with.
Hang on, John. Right, you just mentioned something about Twitch, and you said we've got Twitch. Are you doing a joint one night with your missus or something? Because you just said we go back. You said we've got Twitch, and I'm like, hang on a second.
You're correct.
You just drop yourself in
anyway.
it.
I bet that's all.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's one of these couple of people, isn't he?
He's a Twitcher.
Twitcher. But yeah,
the private department.
Yeah, not a curtain Twitcher.
No, to a Twitcher. But also soon, I spoke to a friend of mine as well. He's from Bristol. He's a big Arsenal fan, and one day he's going to come on my show to do some European around.
Very Is it Lee Gooder? John?
No, let me finish. Sam, let me finish. Yeah. We're going to talk about, his name's Alex. He's a big Arsenal fan. And we're going to talk about the leagues from Ligue 1, Spanish League, Bundesliga, and Serie A. Go for the tables as well. A little bit about players being linked as well. So we're going to chat about that as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that soon, people. And it should be fun.
League Gooder.
And so as you know, guys, you can find me on this channel, which is It's All Black and White TV, and you can also find me on Twitter at TonyTooney31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back. Any upcoming shows I've got, well, tomorrow I've done my World Cup breakfast show this morning, and I was going to do another one tomorrow, but I've changed it now because I just think 8:30 in the morning, it's a bit early for people getting on to have a look if they're not up and about. So what I am going to do from now on, while the World Cup's on, so every night at 9:30 p.m, I will be doing a live show where I'll do a roundup of the day's World Cup's action and games and go through with what's what's happened in the World Cup that day and who's qualified, who hasn't qualified from them groups in that time. So yeah, so from tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. you can catch me on this channel live, and we'll have a World Cup roundup. And also I've got a show tomorrow as well at 3 p.m. and we're going to be talking Newcastle related stuff tomorrow, and Rolly's going to join me tomorrow. So yeah, so that'll be 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. But before I go, guys, I'll just play the little video. Here we go. If you like what you see, then please hit the like button, as it makes the channel more visible in the search. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and it's free to do. Finally, hit the bell button. That will notify you when I'm live or put a pre-recorded video on and any upcoming shows. Thank you very much. Yep, so there you go, guys. That's what you got to do. So thank you to everybody in the chat, and thank you to Pete, Sam, John for all coming on my channel tonight as well. I'll just go through a few comments before we finish. I Like Coffee says, great show, Tony, PD, John, Sam and all. Yeah, and you too, mate. Thank you very much. I Like Coffee says, did Pete see that giant hot dog served at £5 at Newcastle United?
Tune in tonight and you might see if it's there.
There you go, guys. Mighty Mag says, I seen that coffee, it looks rank. Mason says, you can't find him and also you can find John on respective Man United channels as well.
Yes, that is, that is Devils United, Macy.
Oh, you're on them! You actually are on them!
That's Devils United. That's Macy's channel, Devils United.
I thought he was taking the piss. He's actually telling the truth. Oh.
I'm not. He's not. He's telling the truth.
Well, Sam.
I tell you, he speaks more Sam in that Man U than he does in Newcastle. The guy's so obsessed, man.
Sam, when Paul was doing one of his Toon review shows, it was the night I was doing the fans forum, and John was on Devils United doing the Man United preview. And it made me laugh what Paul said. And I think if Billy's watching this, he'll probably see it. But I remember Paul said, I just popped onto John's channel because it's a fans forum before I came on. He says, and I saw Tony presenting, and I'm thinking, oh, John must have gone to Turkey, must be on holiday now. And then I heard Tony saying, John's not on holiday. He's actually on Devils United doing the Man United Newcastle preview. And Paul said, so I'm thinking, well, yeah, I know. And then Danielle said, yeah, but Tony presented the show on Saturday. He says, I know he'd done the warm-up show for John, but he says, I thought John had gone on holiday, but he obviously hasn't. He says, but I don't get this guy. He says, so Tony's done the fans forum while John's on a Man United channel, talking Newcastle on a Man U channel. And Paul says, he's a strange guy, is John Sinclair, isn't he? But never mind, let's move on.
Look, the thing is,
Paul is brilliant.
Things though, Tony, if I didn't do that channel, there's no other times I could have done it. So I thought it'd be ideal for you, Tony, to do mine. I got on Macy's she had lots of viewers.
It was.
Well, she had massive viewers there. I was on holiday as well, so when I heard you and Macy talking about me on your me at Killing Van. Don't mention that to John. John loves it.
And LA Coffee laughs at Mason. John on Twitch says, LA Coffee laughing. Mason says, I'm surprised he isn't a Man United fan.
He is.
LA Coffee says, who? Alex or Alice? LA Coffee says, Tony's breakfast pic in the thumbnail is just amazing. Yeah, well, I didn't cook that breakfast. I just grabbed it. So he says, I like how they play the Toon Reviews merchandise video before every World Cup game. Yeah, let's get down to business. Yeah, that song, yeah. 60,000 TTR mugs in coming order. I tell you what, if Paul got an order like that, I think he'd be like, oh, hang on, how am I supposed to fulfill that so quickly? But yeah, guys, if you've never been on there, go and check out the Toon Review as well. Paul does a fantastic channel on there, by the way. Him, Billy, Alex, Danielle. They're all great people on there, by the way. And I've got no qualms of mentioning the Toon Review on here whatsoever. I get on very well with them all. They're all nice people on there, and they're a great bunch, and absolutely fantastic. And if you want to go, if you do go on there and piss Paul off, do expect to get told, go and take your face for a shit. And you know what? I think it's brilliant when Paul says that. I absolutely love it. It cracks me up every time.
It does.
But you know what? It's the best way to be. Speak your mind.
Absolutely,
Because if you don't
it is.
speak your mind, then people
What's
take
the point?
advantage of you. But yeah. But do check out Toon Review. They do some great stuff on there as well. Great content, and I watch alongs as well. So yeah, do that and have a look at them as well. But yeah. Well, thank you guys, and thank you to everybody in the chat, and thank you once again to Pete, Sam, and John for coming on as well. It's been a pleasure, and I hope everybody has a nice, enjoyable evening. Enjoy the Argentina-Mexico match if you're watching it. But from all of us here, and from It's All Black and White TV, I bid you a very good night, and enjoy your evening. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.